Evening will make it very, very clear. He is the National Development Manager for Baseball Softball UK. And he's in the studio with us right now.
Yeah, and if that wasn't an impressive enough title, he's also the head coach of the Great Britain Junior National Team and director of BSUK's Baseball Academy. He's here, and he's here to tell us all about it. Good evening, Will Lintern. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Thanks for having me this evening.
Our pleasure. Thanks for coming in. You've got some kit next to you. Let's have a little look, right? So it's Baseball Softball UK. It's one organisation that does both things.
Yep.
So just for the people that won't know, may I? So this is a softball, yes?
Yeah, you got it.
The big one's softball. This one is baseball.
Absolutely.
What's the difference in the games themselves?
So the main difference is, other than the size of the ball, the way the ball is pitched. So baseball is probably what most people are familiar with if they've been to the States or seen it on TV.
Sure.
That white ball is pitched overhand at about 90 to 98 miles an hour.
Cool.
Then when we go to softball, we've got two versions, fast pitch and slow pitch. Fast pitch, which is the Olympic format, predominantly played by women, is delivered underhand, but at a lot of pace. That ball is also coming in quite quick.
Underhand.
And then we have slow pitch softball, which is the biggest format over here. That ball is delivered underhand with more of an arc, so it's a lot easier for people to hit. It's a great entry point, and we have thousands of people in and around London and around the UK playing particularly slow pitch, but also baseball and fast pitch.
You're the head coach of the Great British Junior team, is
that
right?
Yeah, the under-19 team,
Now,
absolutely.
my boy Joseph, he really wants to get into it. What do you look for when you're looking for a talent? Right, Joseph, hold this. Show me how you throw it. Show me your action. Show me your action.
But without taking out a camera.
No, don't throw it. Don't physically throw it. Just show how. Just mime it. Show me how you throw
So
it.
it'll be like that, right?
Yeah, how? Do it. Do the action. Just don't let go of the ball.
Okay, I'll try it. So like that.
I mean, it's a good starting point.
Really?
Yeah, well, we had...
You're a kind man, Will.
We had a good arm
generous
action.
man, honestly.
We had good arm action. Could maybe fix the grip a little bit.
Okay.
But to go back to your first point, that what we're looking for is someone with a strong arm.
Okay.
Throwing and catching is so important to baseball and softball. So that's what we'd start with.
Okay.
Can you throw the ball? Can you catch the ball? Then we move on to the fielding skills. And then if we've got those down, okay, let's see if this person can hit a little bit. And in particular, can they hit with power? Are they the type of batter that's going to hit a home run or hit a double or a triple? So those are the type of skills that we're looking for.
How popular is baseball and indeed softball in the UK?
Well, it's one of the fastest growing sports in the UK at the moment. We're currently at 20,000 people playing across the country, and that's doubled from 10,000 since 2009.
Wow.
And what we've just launched is a new participation program called Hit the Pitch, where it combines all of our development activities across children and young people, adults going into workplaces and universities, and we're going to use that program to hopefully put us to 30,000 by 2017, and then we're going to push on to 50,000 by 2021. So we're really trying to drive forward a lot of rapid expansion here in the UK.
What I admire tremendously is the kind of realistic targets I think you're setting stuff, but the overall there's a general attitude that's very, very modest when it's coming to baseball and softball. I'm sorry to say, no offence to any football fans, but if we look at like football, for example, one of the biggest sports people are very popular about, it's all about the glitz, the glamour, the money, the this, the boot, the whatever. But kind of, I get the impression you disagree maybe.
In the Premiership.
But when it comes to this, it's kind of just get up and go, and it seems a very kind of. Every sport is unisex, but the impression I've always got, especially from the States, is quite of a family unisex kind of game, really.
Absolutely. I mean, the thing I love about baseball and softball is it combines, it's family orientated, it's mixed gender, particularly when you're looking at slow pitch softball, so men and women can play together on the same playing field. And the other thing I love about it is you look at the real strongholds of the sport. Obviously, America stands up with the major leagues, but if you look at the video from earlier with Venezuela, you've got some of the poorest countries in the world that have absolutely just fallen in love with the game, and you have boys and girls making gloves out of milk cartons, throwing rocks and hitting them with sticks. It's this tremendous sport that has a majesty about it that transcends, everyone from, the top players in the world in America all the way down to, a kid playing in East London, on our doorstep.
Now, obviously, as you mentioned, it's one of the most popular sports in America, and even in Japan, it's very, very popular.
Absolutely.
But in the UK, when we think of bat and ball sports, most people in the UK will be kind of, they've got the connection to cricket. Obviously, it was invented in this country.
Yeah.
So how difficult is it to attract people to the game? Do people transition from other sports and take this up as well?
Absolutely. I mean, it's certainly, if anyone who's familiar with a striking fielding game, if someone's played rounders as a kid or they've previously played cricket, it's very easy to transfer into our sports. The thing we find is it's less people's interest in playing, but more just, how do I find a game? How can I sign up? Most people don't know. If you go to Regent's Park or Hyde Park this evening, it is going to be littered with people playing softball. There are teams in just about every town, every league. Where I'm from, there's a club in Tunbridge, and you can just go along and play with them.
Oh, wow.
The easiest way, that if someone's watching the show and thinks, you know what, I'd quite like to give it a go, I'd recommend if you go to our website, hitthepitch.com, they'll get in there and they'll give you all the new teams and all the new leagues that are recruiting teams and players, and it'd be a great way to get into the game and find something that's a good fit for you.
Now, my boy, he's new, and he's got a few years on him now.
Yeah.
Is it too late for him to make the big time?
Never too late.
What's the oldest a baseball player can be blooded at, or a softball player?
I think baseball is a little bit harder because it's a little bit of a stronger skill set as far as the arm speed.
Sure.
So baseball, there have been some transitions from players who are, say, 15, 16 and have actually gone on to play Major League Baseball. Softball, we've had people who haven't started playing until their mid-20s, even 30s, and they've managed to make it up to the development squads for the national teams, and in some cases even playing for Great Britain on the slow pitch side of things.
You could still play at the highest level.
I need to assess that softball. One second.
Yeah, mess around with this, okay? This is good. It suits
Maybe you
you.
should come out, we'll give you a tryout.
Well,
There you go.
you're putting something on the table for us. I'm going to put something on the table for you. It's very top secret. I have to not try and be a loose lips here, and I probably will have a nightmare of the executive producer saying, what are you doing? But anyway,
tell me.
We've got something up our sleeve for Eid. It is outdoors, and I think we need to see baseball, softball, UK. So if we can make it happen,
we can definitely make that happen.
fantastic. You heard that live
Excellent.
here, exclusively here. Now I've got to deliver.
This E, you versus me, huh?
I'm strictly staying on the sofa.
Decent arm action.
If a sofa is even there.
I'm letting you know.
That's a better arm action than Joseph, unfortunately. I'm sorry.
There we go.
Get you some coaching.
Please, I'd welcome that. That's a terrific.
No,
No.
that's going to be great fun. So, tell me, how, you've been working with the Great British team for a while, and you're working at the very highest level of baseball in the UK. How does British baseball rate with the tops, with the likes of America, Japan? How far are we from that standard?
Certainly. Well, currently we're ranked 24th in the world, and we're should be in the top 3 or 4 in Europe. What's going to be really interesting for us in the next couple of years is it looks very likely that baseball is going to come back onto the Olympic slate for the Tokyo Games in 2020. The World Baseball and Softball Confederation, in partnership with the IOC, the International Olympic Committee, and Major League Baseball, have put together a new tournament slate, both the World Baseball Classic and what they're terming as the Premier 12. There's a good chance that through the players that we have, both domestically and also we've got some players playing professionally in the States, we could put together a very strong team that if everything lines up right, some good performance at the tournaments, we might see both a British team playing baseball and fast-pitch softball in the Olympics in 2020.
So are we in essence, and this is going to sound like a cop-out from me to say this because I don't know anything about sport, and becoming Olympic champion is far from easy, don't get me wrong. But are we in essence saying here, if you're interested in baseball and you're considering it, and if you hit the par of where you need to be in standard, you could potentially be one of the first kind of British Olympians in this generation to
Absolutely.
Could well pathway.
There is a pathway. There is a pathway. Some things need to fall into place, but absolutely. And especially if there are some young athletes out there who've given their try to cricket and rounders and they have that hand-eye coordination down, I would absolutely come out, especially if they've, have a good swing on them and can crack a ball round, a few sixes on the cricket field. We'd like to see those players come and try out.
Welcome back to Living the Life. Well, you heard Basit and Atif on Tuesday say they would throw something at me. Despite being the producer, I've been forced to sit here, which concerns me. Atif, what exactly is up your sleeve?
Well, my friend, you've made me do some strange things over the years. I'm just channeling all that hate right now. And this ball is coming at you full speed. No, it's not. Don't worry. Okay, I'm going to chuck it at you.
Okay.
Nice. We're going to
I
practice
can't catch
for the big
anything.
game.
And if you damage a light, you're liable for it.
No, I'm going to just chuck it at you nice and softly. Okay, nice and softly. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay,
This isn't the right
catch
angle,
it.
is it?
But not under. You're not catching an egg in a cup. Here we go. Okay, here we go. You ready?
Yeah.
Is that the correct way to catch?
Perfect.
Okay, here we go. Okay,
cool.
ready?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
I'm scared. Oh, okay, we got it, nearly. Go to the VT, quickly, go to the VT, go to the VT.
Dear. Anyway.
I actually have some behavioural counsellors
That can help you
who
with
I
like
want to come on
animals.
the show. So maybe we can get them to work with you on this complex of animals.
I don't like complex. I'm just not fond of the animal kingdom. I don't see what, I hang out with you on the sofa, don't I?
Well, I'm such an animal. I'm such an animal, yeah? Thanks so much.
No, of course
I love
not.
you too.
No, he's
Anyway,
the man.
well, thank you, of course, for joining us today. You're not an animal. If
you.
people want to get in touch with you, where do they go to? What do they do?
Best place to start with is the website, hitthepitch.com. You can find out where all the local leagues are, or alternatively, you're on social media, go to @BSUK on Twitter, or you can find us on Facebook.